Guys, I just wanted to let you know that my lip gloss was dripping from my lips for like the first little part of the video, but yeah, I'm sorry if that's a distraction. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see from the title, baby, I have a story time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all be sure to give me a thumbs up or whatnot. And if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I don't really want to ramble or anything. I just want to get straight into it. So boom. Oh Lord, oh Lord. This one of these story times, I gotta even remember what I named the girl, because this story time involves somebody that I already told a story on. So hold on, y'all. So first of all, I'm going to leave those videos in my description box down below for the people who have not watched those videos. Also for the people who have watched those videos but kind of just need like a little bit of a refresher of who Chihuahua was. But this story time does include Chihuahua, and yeah, so we're gonna get straight into it. But first of all, we're gonna give this girl a name. We're gonna name her Mermaid. Just gonna name her Mermaid or whatnot. Let me get it started. So Mermaid, okay, let me give y'all a description to Mermaid. Mermaid was this plus size girl. She was a big girl. She got down, okay, to say the least. Like, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna slander her or anything like that, but she got down, and everyone around the school knew her. Like, everyone around the school knew her. And I don't have nothing. Y'all know me. If you guys know my track history with my past and the guys, y'all know I got down too. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't get down. I got down, but bitch, I was not doing numbers like what Mermaid was doing, bitch. I was not doing mermaids like I was not doing numbers like the numbers that Mermaid was doing on the field, bitch. I was a bench player, bitch. Mermaid was the star player of the show. You feel me? She was doing numbers at that school. Crazy. This story time involves Stanley. So this was around the time that I was messing with Stanley. And if you guys don't know Stanley was this guy that I dated in high school that everyone knew about me and him dating. And I remember one time I seen Mermaid in the hallways, and she kind of like me mugged me, but I didn't really think anything of it because I didn't know her like that. Like, I didn't know her. I never had classes with the girl. I didn't know her at all. Like, we were all in the same grade, but like I didn't really know her like that. I just knew that like she was a hoe, but at that time I didn't know like what she did. I just knew that she got down. I didn't know with who. You get what I mean? And I remember she mugged me, but like I didn't really think anything of it because I didn't know her. And then I remember there were rumors going around later on throughout the school year that Mermaid gave all the football players what's this on top of my neck? Yeah. She gave the slop top. She gave a sloppy toppy. She gave all the football players the sloppy toppy for good luck before one of the games. And they actually won that game that day. So I guess she did a good job. Yeah, like they actually, I remember our school won that day. Like, I remember like us like celebrating the fact that our school won. Like, it was one of like, I don't remember which game it was, but like it was one of them games where like, I don't know if we were either in the playoffs or we were like, it was like a team that we really had to beat. And then like, I remember somebody saying, yeah, Mermaid gave head to the entire football team before the game started. So that's probably why they won. And Mermaid was what's that thing called, y'all? She's like one of them girls that basically help the football players before the games, ice them up if they get hurt. You know, she was one of them girls. So she was very close to the football players, and it was very easy for her to give them head before the game because she was a trainer. She was always with them. When I heard that, I wasn't happy because if you guys don't know, Stanley played football. So when I heard that, I'm like, not my Stanley. Like, I remember legit saying that, and I was like, did she give head to Stanley? And people were like, Irene, she gave head to all the football players. Is Stanley a football player? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I went and confronted Stanley because I'm just like, what? Like, why are you doing that? Mind you, I think me and Stanley had just did something the night before. So like it was just so weird to me, like, why are you doing stuff like that? You know what I mean? So I had confronted Stanley and I was like, you got head from Mermaid? And he, of course, Stanley lied. He was like, what the fuck? Why would I get head from my trainer? It's weird as hell. This and that. Like, it was just, it just started making sense to me why when she would see me in the hallway, she would me mug me, because she was messing with Stanley. And then of course Stanley lied, and you know, I didn't even have time to like, you know, really get on his ass. I used to block Stanley a lot, y'all. Like, I used to block Stanley so much. And when I would block Stanley, he would blow up my phone, like on no caller ID. Like, he would blow up my phone until I unblock him. He could do it for days. He did not care. And so I blocked him. I hung up on him and I blocked him because I just knew she did it. Like, I knew she did it because it really just started to make sense why every time she would see me in the hallway, she would me mug me like I stole her dog or something. I ended up asking people around the school, and people were telling me that, like, yeah, she gave head to all of them. They said that outside of her giving head to all of them, she messes with Stanley a lot. Like, she actually likes Stanley. And that pissed me off too, because it's like, first of all, why are you... I never understand men who sit in a line and let a girl suck up an entire team and they don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, y'all not thinking about STDs. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with the fact that she probably has cum in her mouth from your friend, and now she's putting the cum on top of your tip. Like, y'all don't see nothing wrong. Like, y'all don't find that disgusting? That is disgusting. You know what I mean? So, and y'all already know, bitch, a football team is big. Like, I'm like, a football team is big. So she really sat there and gave all of them head. Like, that was just mind-boggling to me. Then on top of that, it was rumors going around the school all the time, even up to that moment, that Mermaid knew how to give head. Like, they said that she was a head monster. Like, they said that she knew what she was doing. And so I'm guessing that's why all the boys didn't care to get head from her, because they was just like, look, she know what she doing. Like, she's a head monster. Like, you know, she know what she doing. But in my honest opinion, like, not to toot my own horn or anything, I was a head monster too. So I just kind of felt like, why would you go get pleasures from this girl when you're messing with me? Like it just started to make me feel like I'm not enough. You know what I mean? It just kind of made me feel like I was never enough for him. And it just made me feel some type of way, because it's like, yes, me and him were not boyfriend and girlfriend, but everybody at the school knew we were talking to each other. And it's embarrassing because people are legit coming up to me telling me throughout the days that you went and got head. Like, you were one of the people that got head from her. And not only were you one of the people that got head from her, people are also telling me that you slept with her on your own time. And you're literally sitting here telling me that you didn't do nothing with her. Like, you're a liar. So I know for a given fact that kind of put a wedge between me and Stanley, because like, I just blocked him. Like, I just had to block him. I'm like, no, like, you're doing too much. You're getting blocked. Like, you're weird. And throughout that time, he was trying to talk to me again. And like, he just kept trying to talk to me. Like, he kept trying to talk to me again and stuff like that. You guys know I was a dummy for Stanley. Like, Stanley could do no wrong in my eyes back then. Like, he could do no wrong in my eyes. Of course he did wrong in my eyes, but I forgave him so much. Like, I always forgave him. Eventually, with him blowing up my phone and shit, I eventually forgave him. He admitted to the fact that he did sleep with Mermaid. I keep wanting to say her name. He did sleep with Mermaid, but he said that he did not get head from her the day that she got head from the teammate. The day that she gave the teammates head, he said that he did not participate in that. Did I believe him? No, I did not believe him. But like, I just took his word for it. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to fight with him no more about the situation. I just found it weird, like, that he was doing that. But he told me that he slept with her in the past before he started messing with me, because you guys have to remember, I got to the school a year later. So him and her, they already knew each other. Mermaid was a trainer since their freshman year, so they were already cool with each other. But he told me that he did not get head from her that day, which I did not believe him. But like I said before, I was a dummy for Stanley. I was always forgiving him. So yeah, like, I went back, right? And I told him, I said, you cannot talk to her no more at all. Like, I told him straight up, I said, you can't talk to her. I don't want you around her. If I see you around her, I'm gonna automatically assume that you're still messing with her. And I'm gonna have people watching. Like, I'm gonna have people watching. Because there were some guys that I was cordial with that played football with Stanley, and I had classes with them, and I used to check in on him. Like, I deadass used to be like, how's Stanley today? And they would tell me the truth. Like, they'll be like, yeah, like, you know, he's not really talking to Mermaid like that anymore. Like, he doesn't really like go around her. And I'm like, yeah, like, don't talk to her. Like, don't talk to her, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna assume that y'all still got something going on. And I told Stanley, I said, if I assume that y'all have something going on, I'm gonna stop talking to you. Of course I was gonna talk to him again, but you know, I had to tell him, I'm like, I'm gonna stop talking to you, because like, why are you talking to this girl that is literally sucking up everybody? Like, that's not, no, like, that's not cute, you know? So I could see that throughout the months of me giving him that conversation, I do think that he left Mermaid alone. Like, I think he stepped back from her fully. And I also heard through the grapevine that he told her that he can't talk to her because of me. And I think that pissed her off. Like, that made her feel some type of way. And I'm, you know, looking back at it, I understand now, because, you know, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, and she was messing with him before I even knew him. So I do understand why that made her feel some type of way. But she just started doing little like weird stuff in the hallway. Like, I would legit hear her making weird comments to me, snide comments to me in the hallway. And it was weird, because in the beginning I'm thinking, oh no, she can't be talking to me. Like, I don't know her. Like, we don't talk to each other. Like, I don't know her, she don't know me. Like, there's no way that she'll be talking to me. But like, I remember throughout the school year, my friends would be like, Irene, she's talking about you. And so I just ended up confronting her, and I'm like, hey, do you have a problem? Like, I had to ask her, I'm like, hey, you got an issue? Like, what's the problem? And I asked her that like set everything off. Like, she went off on me. She's like, girl, ain't nobody fucking talking to you. Like, she just started going off. And I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to like check the temperature, because it's like every time I pass you up in the hallway, I'm hearing some type of snide remarks and shit like that. Like, what's the issue? Like, do you have an issue with me? And if you do, speak now, type shit. And I guess Mermaid did not like the fact that I confronted her about the situation, which made her start to hate me more. And I was a little worried, and it's so weird thinking about it now. Like, it's so weird thinking about it. I was a little worried, because I was like, she's gonna go back and fuck with Stanley. Like, Stanley, he don't got no boundaries, okay? He could probably resist you a good 1 or 2 times, but you keep coming at him, he gonna take you. Like, Stanley is a hoe. Like, he was a H-O-E. He was a hoe. I kind of got scared, because I'm starting to think like, she gonna go fuck with him again. Like, I just started to think like, she's gonna mess with him again. Like, it's so obvious. And, you know, so I was telling my friends that, and my friends are like, and if she messes with him again, then that's on Stanley. Like stop making excuses for him, because I low-key was like, I'm making excuses for the fact that this girl is gonna go talk to a guy that I told him not to talk to her. Like, that's just weird, right? Yeah, that's the backstory. Me and her, we didn't like each other. I didn't like her. Now, if you guys remember the series with Chihuahua that I'm leaving in the description box down below, Mermaid and Chihuahua were blood cousins. And I had no idea until one of my friends told me one time, like, yeah, Mermaid and Chihuahua are cousins. And she told me around the time that I was beefing with Chihuahua and everything like that. And I was like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah. And so I'm like, okay, makes sense. That's probably really why, outside of the whole situation that happened with that series that I told y'all about, that's probably another reason why Chihuahua never liked me to begin with. Because I'm pretty sure Mermaid told her about me or says she didn't like me. Chihuahua just never liked me to begin with, which I did not know. Like, I had no idea, you know what I mean? I remember, let me tell y'all what happened. So this is what happened. So we're in the hallway, right? And the lunch period ended, and we're walking to go back to class. And we're talking, mind y'all, it is, if y'all know Chelsea, y'all know, like, Chelsea, my friend, she was a part of the Storytime. So it's Chelsea, it's me, and it's these 2 other girls that we used to hang around with a lot. We had like a group of 4. It was a group of 4 of us. We're still cool to this day. We just don't hang out with the 2 other girls as much anymore. We're gonna name her July. And I don't know if July watches my story times, but if she watches it, she's gonna laugh so hard because like she gonna be like, you could have just said my name. But I don't know if she wants me to say her name, so I'm just gonna call her July. And then the other girl, she doesn't really need a name because she wasn't relevant to the story. So it's July, it's Chelsea, and it's the other girl, and it's me. July's in the front, I'm behind July, and Chelsea and the other girl are walking side to side. So we're talking, mind you, like, I'm gonna say, and y'all don't mind my nails. Y'all know I always tell y'all don't mind my nails. I'm gonna say that, okay, July's here, right? Chelsea's right here. I'm behind July, so y'all see this hand? And then the other girl is on the side of Chelsea. And like, it's this much space between us. Like, this much space. That much space between us, right? So we're talking. We're walking away from the cafeteria. You know, everybody's walking. And this young boy comes and he pushes between Chelsea and July. And he's like, move. Like, he tells them to move. He didn't hit me because, remember I told y'all, nobody was on the side of me. So he pushed past, he didn't touch me at all, but he legit, this how close they were together. He pushed them apart and was like, move. And so we just all get the looking like, who is this? Like, we, like, y'all, like, we instantly is like, who is this? Like, who is doing this type shit? So July was like, excuse you, like, what? Like, what's wrong with you? You don't know manners? And you could just tell that the boy is young. Like, you could tell. Mind you, at this time, y'all, we're in college. Not college. At this time, y'all, we're in 12th grade. Like, we're seniors. We could off rip just tell, like, this boy was, like, in 9th grade. Like, we could just tell. So, July's like, hey, excuse you. Like, the fuck? Like, don't push him. Don't push. What? And the boy got mad. The boy got mad at the fact that July told him not to push. In my honest opinion, why are you pushing through a group of girls? Like, you don't have no home training. I don't care what nobody say. You don't have no home training. Why are you pushing through a group of girls and saying move? Like, that's weird. July and the boy get the bickering, y'all. Like, when I say bickering, I'm talking about they're screaming at each other. Mind you, July is not really a fighter. Like, she's not a confrontational person, but at the same time, July's not scared. Like, if she has an issue, she's gonna call you out. Like, she's not scared at all. So she's like, the fuck? Like, she's like, don't do that again. Like, she's like, you're weird. Like, she said, you could have went around, nigga. Like, you could have went around. And he's like, and I did it, so what? Like, y'all, he giving her every bit of action back. He's like, and I did it, so what? So what? And I did it, so what? Like, it was very much like, it was just very much weird. So then July pushed him back. Like, July hit him back. She was like, and she like pushed him. And she said, and I could do that, so what? And he was like, you fucking with the wrong one. You fucking with the wrong one. It's over for you. It's over for you. And he walks off laughing. So we're like, what? Like, mind y'all, while July and the boy are going back and forth, we're not even like saying anything because I'm so shocked at how rude this little boy was. Like, we're not saying anything. Chelsea's not saying anything. The other girl's not saying anything. We're just watching them. Like, we're just legit watching them go back and forth, and we're just looking like, what? July is mad, y'all. Like, July's pissed, and she's like, the fuck? Like, he's weird as hell. Like, he's weird. Like, why would you walk through us and say move and push us? Like, that's weird as hell. This and that. So we're talking about the situation, and I'm like, who is that? And we're trying to figure out, like, who is that? And we're like, I don't know, it looks like some lame ass freshman. Like, we're just talking about it, right? We end up walking up the steps upstairs, right? And we're still walking. By the time we got up the steps, we didn't already change the subject, because when the boy did what he did, we were in front of the cafeteria. The steps were like a good walk away, so we didn't already change the subject, and we're now talking about like other things. So we're laughing with each other. We're talking. We're going to give this boy a name. We're going to call him Tommy. We're going to call him Tommy. So out of nowhere, this boy Tommy comes. He's a black boy. He has dreads. And he is he a football player? Yeah, he was like the school star football player at the time. Like, he was a really good football player. He comes and he comes up in front of July's face, and he's like, did you touch my brother? And July's like, who's your brother? Because, like, we didn't already kind of forgot about what happened, you know? And he's like, did you touch my brother? My brother said that you touched him. My brother said that you touched him. And she's like, who is your brother? Y'all, this boy hits July. Like, I'm talking about hit. Like I'm talking about hits. Like, hits July. Like hits. So now at this point, it's popping. So now we're just like, whoa! So we get to pushing him and stuff. Mind you, when he hit July, like, he hit her to the point where she fell on the ground, y'all. Like, she legit fell on the ground. So she gets up and she tries to hit him back, but we done already came and we're pushing him out the way. Like, what the fuck? Like, we're screaming. We're like, what's the problem? What's the problem? Y'all, as we're yelling, like, as we're legit screaming, out of nowhere, Mermaid, we see Mermaid coming like down the hallway, and Mermaid is screaming like, "Hey, y'all not finna hit my brother, because I'll fight any one of y'all hoes. I'll fight any one of y'all hoes." So then come to find out, those two boys were Mermaid's brothers, younger brothers, and we didn't even know. Then we see Chihuahua come from the other side of the hallway like, yeah, like, if y'all got an issue with him, y'all can line it up with me. Like, y'all can line it up with me, because we already heard what y'all did. We already heard what y'all did. Y'all will not put your hands on any one of us. This and that. Like, they just running a mile a minute. So at this point, y'all, we're cursing. Like, we didn't already forgot about the boy. Like, we didn't forgot about the boy. We're not even worried about the boy, because it's like, oh, it's girls. Like, it's green. Like, we could definitely fight girls. You know what I mean? So now at this point, I'm like, Mermaid, like, I told her straight up, I'm like, Mermaid, I will beat your ass. Like, I said, I will beat your ass. I said, I've been wanting to whoop your ass. Like, I will beat your ass. And so, like, Chelsea is arguing with Chihuahua, and Chelsea's like calling Chihuahua and Mermaid prostitutes and ashawos and shit. And if you guys are not African, an ashawo is like a hoe. It's like calling somebody a hoe. So Chelsea's like, look at you, you're an ashawo. Like, she's telling Mermaid that, and like, she's like basically telling like Mermaid the stuff that she's done around school. And Chelsea's like, you think we didn't hear the shit that you've been doing around school? Like, you're weird. So at this point in time, everybody's looking at us, because it's a big commotion. July, like, trying not to hit the boy back, but like confronting him like, your brother did. Like, she's like yelling in his face and shit. He's like, I don't give a fuck what he did. Like, he's bucking back like he's gonna hit her again. He's like, I don't give a fuck what he did. But by the time he hit July, a whole bunch of guys came and like held him like, hey, chill, like, you can't hit no girl, like, chill, you know? It's crazy, y'all. And the monitors end up coming out of the office, because this shit all happened right in front of the assistant principal's office, like one of the offices. So they hear the ruckus, and the APs end up coming out of the offices with the monitors, and they're just like basically separating us, because me and Mermaid ended up in each other's face. And like, I could just tell that Mermaid's anger with me came from Stanley. Like, it was not from the situation, because at the end of the day, I don't know what that little boy went and told his brother, but I'm pretty sure he told his brother that July hit him. Did not say nobody else, because when that boy came up to us and confronted all of us, he did not even look at me, Chelsea, or the other girl's face. The only face that he came and he looked at it, he confronted, was July. So it's like, when I seen Mermaid screaming in front of my face, I knew for a given fact that her anger was directed towards Stanley and not so much the situation. So I told her straight up, I said, I've been wanting to whoop your ass. Like, I just told her straight up, because it's like, you've been doing weird shit. Like, I was like, I've been wanting to whoop your ass. I said, please, like, give me a time after school, give me a place, and I'll be there. Like, I'll be there. Like, don't worry. And she's like, oh, don't worry, baby, I'll be there too. Like, she's popping her shit back. They end up, like, one of the APs end up grabbing my arms, and they grabbed her arm. And then we got Chelsea still over there arguing with Chihuahua. They end up grabbing Chelsea's arm, and somebody else grabbed Chihuahua's arm. And our other friend, she wasn't arguing with anyone. She was just looking so confused, like she was so shocked. Right? They end up putting us in the office, and they're like yelling at us, saying that whatever we're doing in the hallway is unacceptable. They're gonna call our parents and shit. And then they're like, and I'm like, but y'all don't even know what happened, because they're sitting here saying that all of us are getting suspended. And I'm like, suspended for what? Like, I started to feel some type of way, because it's like, what are y'all talking about? Like, suspended for what? Like, for what? Like, what are y'all, like, what are we getting suspended for? The only people that need to be getting suspended is the nigga that hit a girl. Like, none of us need to be getting suspended. What? I was getting mad, because I'm like, y'all not even listening to the story, but y'all want to suspend us. Like, what are we getting suspended for? And she's like, all of y'all are getting suspended. It was an African principal. So she's like, all of y'all are getting suspended. I don't care about the story. All of y'all are getting suspended, acting like that in the hallways, acting like fools in the hallways, this and that. Like, she's just talking shit. And then she also said, and Chelsea, I heard you calling that girl a nashawo. I'm telling your mom that you're calling people prostitutes. Like, she's telling Chelsea that. And so Chelsea gets to crying. And I know that if Chelsea watched this story, she gonna be like, why are you telling this part? But like, Chelsea gets to crying because, and I understood why Chelsea was crying, because it's like, don't go and tell my mom the story unless you're gonna tell my mom the full entire story in this entity. Like, don't go calling my African mother and telling my African mother that I'm just over here calling people ashawos. Like, don't do that. Like, tell the full story. So I begin to get mad, y'all, because Chelsea's crying. Like, Chelsea's so angry to the point where she's shaking. And so I told the story, like, because mind you, while we were trying to tell the story in the beginning, this lady was legit stopping us, saying she don't want to hear it. She was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I already know what y'all were doing. I already know what y'all were doing. I don't want to hear it. No, babe, you're going to hear it. I don't give a fuck whether you want to hear it or not. You better not call my mama and lie. So at this rate, she says, I said, I don't want to hear it. Like, she kind of like yells at me, like on some like, I said, I don't want to hear it. And she goes to the office and she ends up calling Chelsea's mom. Now, she didn't really see me arguing with Mermaid like that. Like, she didn't really catch me and Mermaid really going at it. So she didn't really know what to say to my parents. She kind of caught us at the end, like when they were separating us. She didn't know what to say to my parents, but she seen the whole full-blown argument with Chelsea and the other girl. And she seen how Chelsea was like basically telling the other girl's business in front of her face. She went and told the mom. Chelsea got into an argument with a girl in the hallway. Chelsea was calling the girl a nashawo and this and that. And I felt so bad for Chelsea. Like, I felt so bad for Chelsea because I was just like, you're not even listening to the full story and you're just literally just sitting on the phone telling, like, I mean, you're telling the mom what happened, but you're not telling the mom the full story for why the mom. And if you guys have African parents, y'all know, especially back in high school and shit, a lot of African parents are not understanding. Like, they don't listen to the kid's side of the story and like analyze like the stories. They don't do that. Like, once they get a call from the school, they go with whatever they hear on the phone. You could fucking sit up there and you could tell them that it's not true. They don't care about what you got to say. They just go with whatever they heard on the phone. So Chelsea is fuming and I feel so bad for her because I'm just like, wow, like, that is so weird. And I think she suspended Chelsea. Yeah, like, I think she ended up suspending her. And I was just like, what? Mind you, Chelsea have never gotten suspended in high school. But that was the day. Like, it was just weird. Mind you, the boy who hit July and Mermaid and Chihuahua, they went to another office. Like, they were not in the same office as us. They went to another office that was like down the hallway. People from that office, they ended up calling the lady that was calling our parents and telling her like, oh, like, what happened, because they're saying A, B, C, D. They're saying that July hit their brother and this and that and blase blase. And then all of a sudden the lady ends up saying, okay, what's y'all side? I'm looking like, bitch, I'm not talking now. Like, I'm not talking now. Because, bitch, I was trying to give you our side 30 minutes ago. Now, all of a sudden, the other APs called and got their side. Now you want to know our side? Like, you're weird. You didn't already call somebody mama and didn't even tell the full story of what happened. You want to know our side? And I told her straight up, I'm like, I'm not giving my side. Like, I'm just not, because yeah, you didn't want to listen. So why you want to listen now? Like, no. So she's like, okay. Like, she kind of like disregarded me. Like, you could tell she was like, whatever. And she was like, what's y'all side? Like, what's your side? And like, none of us wanted to speak because it's like, no. But our friend, the one who like didn't say anything to anyone, she ends up standing up and giving the full story, like in full detail, from when we were in the cafeteria downstairs and the boy bumped us and everything. Like, she ends up giving the full story to his entity. Lady's like, okay. And then and mind you, when she's telling the story, she's on the phone with the other lady from the other office. So they basically end up saying that they're going to suspend the boy for, I don't know how many days he got suspended, but he got suspended for a good amount of days. And then they also they said that he wasn't gonna play. I don't know how many football games they kicked him out of, but they kicked him out of like a couple of football games. Mind you, this boy was like the star player of the team, so it was bad. Because I remember people like on Twitter saying, why is it such and such playing tonight? Like people were tweeting it and stuff, and I'm looking like such and such need to sit his ass down and go to anger management class, because such and such has no business putting his hands on a girl, especially when he has girl siblings and he has girl cousins. If he really felt some type of way, I don't know what that little hoodlum went and told him, but if he really feels some type of way about his brother getting touched, he could have went and got Mermaid or Chihuahua on July. Why would you come and hit a girl? Like, I don't care. Like, people were like, I know a lot, and no, because I was just about to say, I know people didn't know the situation, but people knew the situation because word of mouth got around school, and then on top of that, it happened in front of it happened during hallway transition. So a lot of people knew what happened. So for people to sit up here talking about why is it such and such playing tonight, like y'all are more worried about a football game than a man who came and literally hit a girl to the point where she fell on the ground. Like, y'all are weird. We were just all looking like, this is so weird. So nothing ended up happening to me. I didn't get suspended. I didn't get sent to ISS. I didn't get my parents called. I don't think they called my parents. She didn't know what to say to my people. Like, she didn't have nothing to say to my people because she didn't know. Like, she chimed in, like I said before, towards the end when I was already kind of done arguing with Mermaid or whatnot. They end up bringing, at this time, they end up bringing Mermaid and Chihuahua into the office because they wanted them to hear the story from our side, because the brother wasn't really saying anything. All he was saying was that his little brother ran up to him during the hallway and told him that July hit him, and he went upstairs looking for July, and that happened. Like, he wasn't really like telling the full context. He didn't tell how he literally pushed July and Chelsea apart and said move and all this shit. Like, he didn't tell none of that. So they made them come to the office, and when they came to the office, that's when I started talking, because I'm like, I'll talk to them. Like, I don't want to talk to her because it's like, I don't want to talk to the principal because she wasn't trying to hear it when I was trying to say it, so I didn't care to talk to her. But when they came to the office, I wanted to talk to them, and I said, look, I told both of them, I said, look, I said, it's no way that July would just hit somebody just to hit somebody. And I ended up telling them the full story of what happened. I said, your brother came and pushed July and Chelsea out of the way and said move. The space between them was this much, so why couldn't he go around us? I don't know. I said, so July ended up pushing him back on some like, would you like it if I push you back like the way you push us? And then I told them also, I said, July did not push him until after he said that he didn't care about the fact that he pushed us. That's when July said, okay, well, I'm gonna push you back and I don't care about the fact that I pushed you. And then he ran and told his brother that July hit him, but he did not tell what his brother did. I also told Mermaid and Chihuahua, I said, if your brother felt some type of way about the fact that July hit the boy, then your brother should have sent you or sent Chihuahua. Mind you, while I said that, the principal said, sent them to do what? I looked at the principal and I said, sent them to fight. Sent them to fight! Now let me stop. I'm childish. But it's like, girl, you're not gonna control my vernacular and you're not gonna control my vocabulary in this office. I said what I said, okay? And what I said was, if your brother felt some type of way about July hitting your other brother, then he should have sent one of y'all. But for him to come and march his ass up the stairs and hit a woman is crazy. I told her straight up, and they're just quiet. Like, they're just looking at us. They're not really saying nothing. And I said in all actuality, I said, your little brother started all this drama and he's nowhere to be found. Because throughout this whole situation, the little brother then went to class and everything. Like, they didn't even call the little brother to the office. And I had to let her know that. I'm like, look, do you not see throughout this whole situation that your little brother, the one who started everything, is nowhere to be found? I said, no, like, that's not right. I said, that's not right. So after I say that, the principal is like telling her, like, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna fight. Like, basically trying to like say, like, whatever I just said, cut that out, basically. She's like, at the end of the day, none of y'all are gonna fight. If any of y'all fight, y'all will be getting kicked out, this and that, all that bullshit. So she ends up, like I said before, the boy ends up getting suspended. I think Chelsea got suspended. I don't know if Chihuahua, I think Chihuahua got suspended too. They made a decision to suspend Chihuahua. And I think July got ISS. No, I think July got suspended. Did Chelsea get? No, I think Chelsea got ISS and I think July got suspended. Yeah, Chelsea got ISS. July got suspended, but she didn't get suspended as many days as the boy. I think July just got suspended for like a day. The boy got like several days of suspension for hitting a girl. Nothing happened to the younger boy. And yeah, that's what happened. And every time we would see that boy in the hallways after, we would just kind of look at him like, you're a woman beater. Like, the way he hit her was like bad. Like, we would just always kind of like look at him with a look like, you're a fucking woman beater. And nobody in the school ridiculed him for it. And it was just so weird in high school. I don't know if y'all's high school is like that. It's so weird because a lot of the times in my high school, people let the popular kids or the kids that were like athletes get away with a lot of shit. And people were praising him. Like, nobody really said anything about him hitting July. Nobody cared. If anything, people were mad that he didn't get to play in the games that they wanted him to play in. And I found that shit so weird because it's like, this boy put his hand on a girl and y'all are worried about games. Like, it was just weird. Like, it was just so weird. But yeah, y'all, that's basically what happened. And then literally, oh my God, it's so sad. Mermaid, oh my gosh, it's so sad. After that, I did not like Mermaid more. She didn't like me. We didn't like each other. We just never said anything to each other after that. But when we got to college, Mermaid ended up going to the same college as me, but I went to community college, so I didn't see her at my college yet. She ended up going to the same university as me. But before I got to the university that I ended up going to, they said that she passed. So rest in peace to Mermaid. Yeah, she passed. And honestly speaking, when I heard that she passed, I kind of really thought about it, and I was just like, it's just some beefs that are not that deep. Like, it's just some situations that y'all have to let go. Like, you have to let go and you have to learn how to forgive and forget. Because I really didn't like Mermaid over a boy that was dogging me out. Like, that was literally talking to different girls every other day. There was a new girl that like people were telling me about. It was always drama at the school between me and a new girl, and I really didn't like her because she messed with Stanley. Like, that was it. Like, I'ma just be real and just put it out there. I didn't like her because she messed around with Stanley, and it just kind of made me feel, I'm gonna say in a way, a little guilty, because I was just like, dang, like, I held a grudge with somebody over a boy and now they're dead. It's just weird. And before she died, like, I remember still not liking her. Even when we were in college, like, I still didn't like her. Like, when I would hear her name being brought up, or when I would see her on social media, like, I would kind of like feel some type of way. And it's like, when I heard she died, I just kind of felt bad, because like, our beef was never that deep, you know? Yeah, y'all, that's the story time. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation down below. And, you know, just keep the comments about Mermaid respectful. You know, let's respect the dead or whatnot. But yeah, y'all, I love you guys so much. And if you guys like this story time, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, y'all. Y'all been slacking with the thumbs up, y'all. Y'all been slacking. Come on, like, just give me a thumbs up. It's not gonna hurt at all. If you guys want more story times, please be liking the videos or whatnot, so more videos, so the videos can get pushed out or whatnot. I love you guys, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.